Hello, my friends. Happy Thursday. Sorry, I was a couple minutes behind today, kind of pulling some inspiration together. It's going to be a true Thursday throwdown today. I did take some inspiration from a artisan design team member, Tammy Wilson. She had a really adorable little 3x3 card using that bird's eye view stamp set. So that's what I'm going to use today. And I'm going to kind of take some inspiration, but I'm going to turn mine into a regular size card. But let me get 1 second here because it looks like my feed is not live. All right, there it goes. If you're watching live, go ahead and give me a shout just so I know everything's working and I can see what you're seeing. It looks good on my end, so hopefully it's good on your end. So playing with the bird's eye view stamp set again. Hi, Marcia. And just taking a little bit of inspiration from one of the artisan design team members, which their talent always amazes me. So I think it'll be really cute, hopefully. And then, of course, through Saturday, if you decide you need anything from Stampin' Up! Before the end of the day on Saturday, you'll get free card kits featuring this stamp set as my little thank you. Plus, if your order is over 50, you'll also get the embellishments that I used on the original cards too, and I'll share those as well. Hi, Sila. I'm good. How are you? Let's go ahead and turn this around, and we'll get started. You're on time for a change. I was not, Marcia, so see, that's good. Okay, so there is our host code for the free card kits. I just need to grab some blocks over here because I did not do that. And then I'll probably need these too. Okay, so let's show you first the stamps. I'm going to fix this because it's crooked and it's bugging me. Okay, first let's show you the cards. So these are the card kits. We made these in virtual card class on Tuesday. If you didn't catch it, you can always catch the replay if you just scroll down a little bit or go visit my YouTube channel, which is under By the Shore Stamping as well. So those are the free card kits. If you place an order before the end of the day on Saturday and you use that host code, you'll get those automatically. Any orders over 50 will also get the embellishments I used, which was the sparkle gems. So today, I'm kind of using a red, white, and blue theme, but I just loved the look of it. So we're gonna go ahead and spin off of one of our design team members, and I can't really show you the picture because it's on my computer, but maybe I'll post it after the fact where I got my inspiration from, because I think that's always helpful. So let's just get started. I'm using a piece of thick, basic white cardstock, and I already pre-embossed a 4x5 1/4 inch panel with the crosshatch pattern, which is from the Basics embossing folder. Oh, and before I forget, you guys, I want you all to join me tomorrow at 5 p.m. here on my Facebook page. I'm going to be doing a live. I'm not sure if it'll be live right here in the group or if it might be, I might be on Zoom and broadcasting it here into the group at 5. But I'm going to have my friend Cheryl Hamilton from Maui on, and we're just going to chat a little bit about the situation, how people are doing out there after the fires. If you're on my email list, you know earlier this week I requested cards for Maui. Nate and I were married in Maui 2 years ago in 2021, and we were devastated to see the fires there in Maui. So we've partnered with Cheryl to collect cards, and if anyone's able, you can also put a Target or Walmart gift card in there. But we're just collecting cards for the residents of Maui to wish them some encouragement, thinking of you cards, hello cards, whatever you want to do, just to kind of send a little bit of cheer that way. She's been working with some people that are helping out the survivors and getting people back on their feet in the shelters and things like that. And so she's going to pass those out. So she's going to be on with me tomorrow at 5 o'clock, and we'll talk a little bit a bit more about what they need and how things are looking and all of that kind of stuff. So I hope you'll join me then as well. So I just wanted to do that before I forgot. So mark your calendars. All right, so let's go back to my card. So I'm going to do a little tearing, and I know that is hard for some people, but I love that. And I'm going to kind of let some of these little pokes of color pop here. So this is Blueberry Bushel. And I just want a thin little piece here that we're gonna let poke out from underneath this side. I'm gonna cut that at 5.5. So this is the Glorious Gingham, I think it's called, is the pattern paper that I'm using for this color. Hi, Susan. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach that. And I'm just committing because I'm kind of, like I said, basing it off a design that, oh, and you know what? I didn't want 5.5. I wanted 5.25. And now I already put sticky on here, so that's problematic, but we're gonna fix it. And do that. Okay, that just gives a little bit of a border here. So I want there to be a border. So I'm gonna just kind of put that there, like that, okay? And then this is going to just kind of line up so that it's just a little bit, I should have probably cut it just a little bit shy because I embossed this panel, which makes it shrink a little bit. So that's all right. All right, so there's that piece. And then I'm gonna have a little bit of this polka dot poke out on the other side. So we'll take like 1.25 inches of this and yeah, 1.25 inches. And then I'm gonna cut it down to just shy of 5.25 so that it will line up a little bit better. And that side's gonna just poke out over here. And again, I'm taking this inspiration directly from one of the artisan design team members. And then I went ahead and I die cut a little branch, white on white. I love a little white on white, which is what she did as well, using the Gorgeously Made bundle. I'm not going to tape any of that. I'm going to tape this piece down, but I'm not going to tape that panel down because I don't know. Actually, you know what? I am, because I'm not going to use twine around that panel. I am going to use twine, but I'm not going to use it around that. So we're going to go ahead, just tape this down with a little bit of a border. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and tape this down as well. And just a little poke of the blue. I don't want a lot. And then more of the red. It's Poppy Parade. So this pattern paper is from the Brights paper collection. And then we're going to put this here. Okay, that's going to kind of go right about like that. But I'm not going to put that down yet because we're going to do a little stamping first. So let's grab our stamp set. I'm going to use my favorite little bird again. He's my favorite because I love the glasses. So we're going to use the bird and the glasses. Hi, Betsy. Hi, Elizabeth. And we're going to go ahead. Oh, you know what? I didn't get myself any scrap piece of white. I think I have one behind me though. So we'll just use this. I'm going to just cut myself a little piece of this and we can cut our little, or stamp our little bird in some memento. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stamp him. We'll put him this way so I have room for his glasses. Hopefully. There we go. I'm going to do, hi Arlene. Hi Marlene. I'm going to do that and then I'm going to color him in a little bit. Let's do, I've got gray granite. Again, I'm stealing this color combo directly from our artisan design team member, Tammy Wilson. I just love this. She actually designed this card for July 4th, but I've been playing with the bird set just because of the little virtual card class we had and the card I did for my card class. And I just loved this color combination and I love this little card. Like I said, she did it as a 3x3, but I'm going to do it as a full-size card. And we'll add a little bit of shading in here. There's a little tuft of fur up here. Oh, not fur, what would you call that? Tuft of hair, I guess. Let's kind of add a little bit of color in there. And then we'll go back and blend it a little bit. There we go. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more up here. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just gonna grab my little yellow here, do his little beak, and then I'm gonna do his wings in red. I'm using Poppy Parade actually, which is the same color as the polka dot paper that I have. And we'll do a little shading here as well. I'm gonna color it with a light first, and then I'll go back with the dark. I like to kind of just highlight those little highlights on his wing first, and then I'm gonna just kind of highlight the back here, and that little top part, and then we'll do a little blending. Okay, and then the last part here, let's use a little, actually, let's use Blueberry Bushel, which is the color of the paper. And I'm going to use the light here for his belly. See how fun this would be for a 4th of July card? Don't let me forget to put the glasses on like I did earlier this week. Alright. I've been super stressed out lately, so coloring helps relieve that a little bit. So hopefully it's not taking too long. Okay. I'm going to go over that again a little bit. And we'll just add a little bit of shading. There we go. Okay. And then let's go ahead and do his glasses. Right about there. I just love those glasses. It's just so cute. And then we're gonna go ahead and take our paper snips and we will cut this little guy out. So bear with me for 1 second as we do that. Go ahead and tell me what you have for plans this weekend. Nate and I are headed out to Cuttyhunk Island for a few days to celebrate his dad's 80th birthday. And then later in the week, we'll be headed up to Freiburg Fair for just a couple of days this time around. Well, I guess it's more than a couple of days. We'll be there from, I think, Thursday through Sunday this time. Usually we go at the beginning of the fair, but this year we're doing reverse so that we can go to the little celebration on Cuttyhunk Island. But just like anytime you're like going on vacation, like it's always that chaos leading up to it to get everything done. I had to cancel my hair appointment tomorrow because I'm like, there's just not enough time in the day. I have way too many things to do. I can't take 2 hours out of the day to go do that, because tomorrow's really the last day I'll have in my office before we leave, because Saturday I work in the morning at the tile store, and then I get out at 2 and I have to go home and start prepping, and because there's no, like, if you've never been to Cuttyhunk Island, it's a very remote island. They don't have any they don't have it, like, they have one little store, they have one restaurant, and it like goes from breakfast place to like a pizza place later in the day. And like, it was really funny actually. I think they had another little pizza place somewhere else, and like the restaurant changed to like a dinner restaurant, but it wasn't like, it was really casual, and like it was just funny. It's just very remote there, and like the same waitresses that are at all the restaurants and stuff. And because we're going the week before kind of everything closes, it's going to be really quiet, and they're not even sure what's going to be open. So like, we have to prep and pack all of our meals for the few days that we're going to be there. So it's going to be a little bit of a process to get that all up and running for in time. let's just say. I'm going to actually cut this down a little bit. It feels a little too big for the birthday. I mean, for the birthday. I was reading at the same time for this little owl. So I'm going to cut it down, make it a little bit smaller. Elizabeth, it's actually funny because his 80th birthday was actually back in March. So we kind of did a little breakfast for him back then. But his mom had planned this a while back and it was supposed to be a surprise, but he kind of figured it out. So we're just kind of doing the little get together with everybody this week. So that'll be good. So let's do that. See if that's a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. So we're going to have him there. All right, so I feel like we need to do a little bit of twine in here to fill up some space, give it some texture. So let's go ahead and attach this with some liquid glue. But happy 80th to your dad, Liz. That's exciting. Busy time for you. If I can get, oh, there it goes. Little bits of glue here. I was watching a, so I'm direct to Stampin' Up, which means I no longer have anybody above me that, you know, typically when you join Stampin' Up, you have what's called an upline, and they kind of lead the way for you and give you tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of times uplines will do team meetings and stuff like that. And because I don't have an upline anymore, I am actually what's called direct to Stampin' Up, which means they're my upline. And they started, I don't know, last year or the year before, they started doing little meetings for us. And I was watching a meeting, a replay of a meeting because I missed it. And one of the girls that was doing the stamping presentation for the meeting said her customer taught her the ... not a lot mentality with the liquid glue. And that's the same mentality I have. I don't have the cute little rhyming, but I do really think you got to be careful with that stuff. So hi, Becky. So otherwise it can get everywhere. All right, I think I'm going to do, I don't know if I want to do a big, I might actually do a big floppy bow doubled. Let's try doing that here. I was going to do just like a little figure 8 thing, but I feel like I want a big floppy bow. I might not have given myself, I did not give myself enough. So let's do this. I'm going to tie a bow and then we'll do another one. Now I'm going to have way too much, but I want it to be kind of big and floppy, I think. All right, so we're going to do that. So it can kind of sit under here with the bird on top of it, except now my thing's gonna twist. No twisty. So Shelby Shelves has, those of you that are new here, my little pup, Shelby. She is, oh, she's like in terrible twos or something, you guys. She's just being so naughty. She can scale our fence now. Well, she's probably been able to do it for a long time, but she's figured it out that she can do it. And there's this cat, this stray cat in our neighborhood that likes to torment her and will kind of like parade her way through the woods behind the house. And Shelby will jump the fence and go chase her, and then we have to go find her. And so just as I was about to eat dinner last night, she decides to go roaming through the woods again. So I'm like wandering the streets in my pajamas. She's usually, I mean, she's kind of good in the fact that she tends to go to the same spots, so we can usually figure out where she is. And she will usually come back right back to us, and we kind of walk her back to the house. But it's so frustrating because it's always like when you're trying to leave the house, or like you're trying to eat dinner. I'm like, dog, I'm gonna beat you. Not really. I love her, but she drives me crazy. I think I'm actually going to leave it just one. But I'm just like, part of me is like, I can't wait for the time when she can no longer jump the fence. It's a 4-foot stockade fence, so it's not like a small one, but I mean, it should probably be a 6-foot apparently. So we need to put like some stuff over the top, because what she does is she starts from the house area and then she like books it across the yard and hops the fence. So she gets a little running start, but it's annoying because she always does it at night. And then I'm traipsing through the woods trying to find her. And Nate wasn't home, so... And we screw the back gate closed so that she can't, like, nudge her way through it, because that's how we thought she was originally doing it. But that means I can't open the gate on my own, because it's like we use a power tool for it. And, I mean, I could usually use it, but he has it set up right now for the demo of our bathroom using some other, like, big giant, like, wood drilling thing on it. And I'm like, I don't even know where the other pieces are, so I can't even get her back in the yard if I find her. But fortunately, I found her in the neighbor's yard instead of in the backwoods, because sometimes she'll comes back to the fence when she's done perusing, and then I can't get her back in here. So I'm telling you, sometimes. All right, so that looks cute. I like that. We need to add some Wink Stella to the glasses. Not that I need to order more of this. I wonder if it's off back order. It was not orderable for a while, but I need more. It's starting to feel stressful because it's almost gone. All right, so there's that. So cute. Then we need a little sentiment of a sort, and I pulled out the Sentimental Park, and I think I'm gonna do Dear Friend. Nope, that's Let's Celebrate. Oh, we could do Let's Celebrate. Oops, something just fell on my lap. I think it was the U. Yep. All right. So, I don't know. Should we do Let's Celebrate or Dear Friend? What do you think? Maybe the Let's Celebrate will be good. Maybe I should do some white embossing too. I think that's what she did. So let's add a little pop of color. I'm grabbing a piece of black. We'll do a little white embossing. I'll get fancy today. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm trying to think what I'll need for sentiments. I'm gonna go ahead and do, well, you know what, I'm gonna do Let's Celebrate, and maybe even the U. Let's do this first. Pick this up. And I think I'll do the U as well. And I'm going to use Versamark ink, and I want to get, you did that for the garden fence to keep the deer out. Yeah, because they can nudge their way in, the little stinkers. And Shelby is, she's wily, that one. That's clear. I want my white. Do I have white? Heat and stick. White. This stuff is old, you guys. I really need to order some new stuff. I've had all of these embossing powders forever. So I'm going to use my little embossing buddy. Just takes the static cling off of this so that hopefully the embossing powder will go where it's supposed to when I get to that point. And I'm going to go ahead and ink this up with the Versamark ink. And I'm going to do Let's Celebrate. Now you won't be able to see that yet. And I want to work quickly because you don't want this ink to dry. But I'm going to emboss both of them, so I'm going to do it at the same time. And I probably should have given myself a little scrap piece of paper or something. Well, I'm going to do this first so that it doesn't dry out. So I'm just going to dump a bunch of white powder there. I'm going to take a piece of copy paper. Just because this piece is taped down. So I'm going to do this. And that way... Look at that, see? So now I don't have a lot of stray little bits because I used that little, the little embossing buddy. Sorry, I'm trying to think two things. I'm looking to see if I have a little paintbrush thing because I do have some stray here and I don't know that I can get my finger in there. Let's just use this. Just want to take that off. Oops, don't blow while you have a big pile of embossing powder on your desk. I think I actually caught the edge here. So I'm going to grab my eraser actually. See if I can get that to come off before I emboss it. not really. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just go stamp it again, a little lighter. See if I can do it again. And then I still have this here, so we'll just do that. There we go. Didn't do my embossing buddy again. All right. Oh, but it's crooked now. Oh my goodness, it's not crooked. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Having troubles. Blurry. It's doubled, shadowed. You know what I mean, right? Let me just do this. Take that off. Having trouble. Let's just do it this way. There we go. That's a good one. There we go. Nice. Okay, so we really only need that and the other one. Getting fancy on you guys today. Let's go ahead and get this stuff off my desk. So I'm gonna pour this back into my little cup here. That keeps all of that powder off my desk in theory. I did get some here because I was blowing. There we go. All right, so now I'm gonna grab my heat emboss tool and we'll heat set those. I just need that one Let's Celebrate and the U. So I always like to grab some scissors or something to hold this before. Where are my scissors? There. All right, so just kind of keeps your fingers from getting too hot. And I'm gonna heat set these. Normally I would breeze through this, but I can't because we're live, so you'll have to watch with me. Hopefully you'll be able to see the magic. This heat embossing is actually one of the things that first got me super excited about stamping. It's one of the first techniques I did, and it had me totally hooked. All right, so there's my U. Let's do this, Let's Celebrate over here. Once it gets hot, it moves pretty quickly. So there it goes. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother doing the other parts. Just want to make sure that's all done. Hopefully you guys could hear me while I was doing that. I'm gonna let that cool for just 1 second. And then I do need to find my scissors, my cutting scissors, because, here we go. I want to cut those out. So, actually, I'm gonna use my trimmer for part of it, because I want it to be straight. So let's do like so. Of course, now if I still touch that, that's gonna come off because I didn't heat set it. So just keep that in mind. If you don't heat set something, it will just wipe right off until you do that. And then cut this down. And we'll do this. You could, you know, hand cut this too. All right, so there's my U. I feel like I need to cut a little off this edge here. It's a little thick. There we go. And then we need to do the Let's Celebrate, which I think I'm gonna do, I don't know, we'll see. I might separate this into two pieces, but let's just get it cut down first. And that looks good. And one more. Maybe because I have the U, I might not. I think on Tammy's, she did. She separated those out. All right, so, hi Linda. Let's see how we want to do this. It's kind of big. I might trim this down a little bit. Or maybe See, I kind of like it down here, but I should have put the bird higher if I was going to do that. Because now I'm covering a lot. Oh, I could do it over here maybe. Let's celebrate you. But I kind of don't like the way that looks. I might fussy cut a little bit around it because I want it thinner. Let's grab this. Let's trim this one down first. It's a little crooked too, so I'm gonna fussy cut it so I can actually straighten it out a little bit, hopefully. I'm gonna go tight into this. This one's pretty easy because it's straight. So I'm gonna do that. And like that. And like that. Cut that on an angle a little bit, so let's straighten that out. There. Okay, so there's that piece. And then let's just try and trim it down. I think I might separate them. But I'm gonna trim it down a little bit. It's a busy place today. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the ambulances and fire or police are going crazy today. It's never good. It's the problem of being like right at a busy intersection here. There we go. I cut this kind of wonky. Not very straight. It's better. This one's a little wonky too. It's the problem with fussy cutting by eye, right? Let's celebrate you. I think I might do kind of like this, and I am gonna separate these. Once you do it, you can't undo it unless you want to do it over, but that's okay. I'm gonna do that. Okay, I like it. I think that's better. There we go. All right, I think I'm liking that. So let's go ahead and tape that down. Add a little pop. And I'll tuck that so it's right there. We'll leave the owl pop, but I'm not gonna pop these. Then we'll have to add some bling here. So let's put that like that. And then we'll do this. Kind of offset it a little bit. Okay, cute. Totally inspired by our artisan design team. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of bling. So this is the sparkle adhesive gems that I'm doing for the freebie with the card kits. Oh, he looks like, oh, that's true. He does look like he's floating in air, doesn't he? Maybe we need to ground him a little bit, because you are 100% correct. He does look like that. Let me see. I think there's a little branch, so maybe we'll do a little something with the branch. All right. Let's put, knowing that I'm going to put a branch here, let's put these over here. Actually, you know what? Because I don't have any of the small ones, I think I'm going to use the glittery ones, just the clear ones. And then I can use the large one, the little one, and then another little one over here. Oops. Like that. Okay. And then, yeah, see, on the original, they had some paper under here that he was standing on. So I think what I might do is let's take this little branch and we'll stamp that in some memento. Technically the branch should be brown, but I might color it in the gray just because I want my color scheme to stay the same. So let's do that. And I'm going to stamp him, oops, like this. And, whoops, we will take the gray granite, and I'm just gonna color this in. I know we wouldn't typically have gray branches, but I like sticking to a color theme. And this is a kind of like a brownish gray, so we'll be okay. I'm just gonna color this in really fast. We're improvising out of the original designer's plan. She, like I said, she had the pattern. I mixed two of her different designs. She had patterns under here for this one, and the other one she had them on the sides, and so I took like inspiration from both of hers. But that means you are correct. He's kind of floating. Sometimes, like when I have something like that, if I had thought about it, I could have put him on a little circle. That would have kept him from being like just floating there, but because I already taped everything down, we'll just do this. All right. Blend everything together. Then we'll fussy cut this quickly. Give him something to stand on. Okay. This is definitely a fussy card, so it's got to be for an A-list worthy person, right? It's funny, it's been like 40 minutes since I started. I did a whole class, 3 cards on Tuesday in 40 minutes, and this one is 1 card taking me 40 minutes. So sometimes the creativity is there and sometimes it's not. And I'm actually copying somebody else's idea, which is kind of sad too. But you know what? Sometimes the creativity is a little harder to come by, right? Do you guys have days like that? Where it's just like, what is wrong with me? Okay. There's nothing wrong with you, just so you know. Happens to all of us. All right, I'm gonna cut this. And you can kind of stick it right to the edge of that paper, I think. I think that'll be good. I'm gonna stick it down with liquid glue. Here. Dot, dot, not a lot. I can get it to work. There we go. And attach that down so he has something to perch on. I want it to go under the ribbon though, so let's do that. Here we go. Perfect. And then I think we should be good. That came out cute. I like it. It took me a while to get there, but super fun. And actually, if I wanted, I think I have some more of this pattern paper. Let's cut a little piece of this for inside, because remember, I'm trying to get all my insides done at the same time, right? So I don't have to go back and do that. And because the inside of this one's white, I really don't have to do anything inside, but I love a little coordination here. I sometimes will coordinate my envelopes too, but I find when I'm this far in advance, like the envelope gets lost and then it doesn't have, like the pattern paper doesn't match the card I have. So I tend to, if I'm going to embellish the envelope, I wait until right before I mail it, just because otherwise, like, it never fails that I don't realize I already coordinated an envelope with it, and then it gets misplaced and it ends up somewhere else. So there you go. So then we just have a little bit inside, and actually I might even take some Poppy Parade cardstock, a really thin one, to put right along the top there, just to pull that color in there too. And then you have place to put any other sentiments you want, or to write your little message. And there you have it. That took a long time. But yes, sometimes things take a while, but I'm happy with the end result. Hopefully you guys are too. I'll try and remember to post the inspiration pieces to my page a little bit later, just so you can see where I was coming from. Reminder, if you wanted the free card kits for this stamp set, you can go ahead and order before the end of the day on Saturday. You'll get those card kits if you use that host code. If your order's over 50, you'll also get these fun little sparkle gems. And don't forget to join me tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern, where I'll be chatting with my friend Cheryl from Maui me about our Cards for Maui campaign. So I hope you will join me then. Otherwise, have a great weekend, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching, my friends. Have a great day. Bye for now.